Musical theater fans will definitely be familiar with these productions. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 musicals of the 2010s.
I won't lie, I'm a little bit frightened of my imagination.
For this list, we're looking at our absolute favorite stage musicals that premiered between 2010 and 2019.
You and I are just 1 second spinning by.
Number 10. Mean Girls. One of the major trends that's appeared lately in musical theater is taking popular films and adapting them for the stage. A perfect example is Mean Girls, which is based on the cult favorite 2004 film of the same name. The production first kicked off at the National Theater in Washington, D.C. in 2017, and the following year debuted on Broadway.
So here's my right finger to how girls should behave. 'Cause sometimes what's meant to break you just makes you brave.
Tina Fey wrote the script for the movie and was also heavily involved in the production of the musical, writing the book, though not the music. Since the original film wasn't a musical, it was interesting to see the adaptation try its hand at creating original songs. And the result was totally fetch.
A revenge party, a party that ends with somebody crushed and alone.
Number 9. Fun Home. Alison Bechdel, who is best known for creating the Bechdel test, is a cartoonist who wrote about her experience with her sexual orientation in her graphic novel Fun Home, a family tragicomic.
You got no reason to roll. Use the Bechdel funeral. What is?
The story was adapted for the stage and became the first Broadway musical with a lesbian protagonist. Fun Home was unlike anything audiences had seen before when it debuted, and it ended up taking home the Tony Award for Best Musical.
And your keys, oh, your ring of keys.
The subject matter is darker than we typically see in a musical, but that's what makes this one all the more compelling. Number 8. Something Rotten. Many of the most popular musicals are set in the past, but very few actually go quite this far back in history.
What true blue music hall? Stand back! It's a musical!
Something Rotten stands out among its peers because it takes place in 1595 and tells the story of two brothers who are trying to make it in the world of theater, but are dealing with competition in the form of a well-known playwright named William Shakespeare.
'Cause it's hard, it's really, really hard. It's sexy, but it's hard. There's more than I'm raising to be this amazing, it's hard.
The show was created by John O'Farrell, Harry Kirkpatrick, and Wayne Kirkpatrick, and ended up being nominated for 10 Tony Awards. Admittedly, it only ran from 2015 to 2017, but it's still sure to be well remembered.
This bomb's gonna be on top. This bomb's gonna be on top. Man, I'm gonna sizzle, man, I'm gonna pop. And this bomb's gonna be on top.
Number 7. Matilda the Musical.
'Cause even if you're little, you can do I thought you mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top you, won't change a thing.
You're probably familiar with the story of Matilda from the 1996 film starring Mara Wilson, which was based on a children's novel by Roald Dahl. The musical version of the story debuted on Broadway in 2013, after being performed in the UK for several years.
If I think the ending is fixed already, I might as well be saying I think that it's okay. And that's not right.
It's a tale that lends itself well to the stage, because of all the fantastical elements involved due to Matilda's telekinesis abilities. The show was well reviewed both in London and New York, with the New York Post review even saying, quote, "Once in a blue moon, a show comes out blazing and restores your faith in Broadway." We'd be inclined to agree.
It's too many for you, we are revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs, using revolting rhymes.
Number 6. Kinky Boots.
London to Milan. Keep that chic hot feeling and a red and neon light.
Following the trend of musicals based on movies, Kinky Boots came out on Broadway the same year as Matilda and was adapted from the 2005 film. Though the story may seem like an incredible one, it's actually based on the true-life tale of a man who inherits a shoe factory and then makes a partnership with a drag queen in order to bring the business to success.
Get up, get it on, and get in step with our kinky revolution. Let me hear you say yeah.
It took home several Tonys, including Best Musical, and was lauded by critics, many of whom said that the production added to the discourse on gender identity in the modern day. Number 5. Newsies.
You wanna move that next edition? Give us an earthquake or a war. How about a crooked politician? And if that ain't news no more.
A surefire way to have a successful stage musical is to take a Disney movie musical and adapt it. It worked for Aladdin, and it certainly worked for Frozen. But one of our favorite examples from this decade has been Newsies. The story tells a fictionalized version of the real-life newsboy strike of 1899, in which newsboys fought for better compensation for their work. The show features a fun plot and excellent music, and many would argue that it's actually better than the film on which it's based, which is saying a lot. Number 4. Come From Away.
Welcome to the rock.
Following the September 11th attacks, 38 airplanes were grounded in Gander, Newfoundland. 7,000 people were left stranded in the small town and were taken in by local residents. Come From Away gives this incredible true story the musical treatment, featuring characters who are mostly based on the real people involved in the events.
Suddenly there's no one saying stay grounded, looking down, passing them by. Suddenly there's nothing in between me and the sky.
At the 2017 Tony Awards, it garnered 7 nominations. A New York Times theater critic Ben Brantley said, quote, "Even the most stalwart cynics may have trouble staying dry-eyed during this portrait of heroic hospitality under extraordinary pressure." Number 3. Dear Evan Hansen.
Try that, you and me. That's all that we needed to be.
Dear Evan Hansen is a modern-day musical which addresses many of the issues that teens are facing today. Centering on the titular Evan Hansen, a young boy suffering from social anxiety, the story addresses issues of mental illness, suicide, and the contemporary experience of being a young person in this world.
And on the outside, always looking in, will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass, waving through a window.
It's no easy task to pull off a musical with a suicide at the center of it, but the end result is a production that's heartfelt, emotionally complex, and that will stick with viewers for years to come.
Even when the dark comes crashing through, when you need a friend to carry you, when you're broken on the ground, you will be found.
Number 2. The Book of Mormon. Only Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the creators of South Park, could possibly create a musical about Mormons that's both hilarious and full of heart.
I believe that God has a plan for all of us. I believe that plan involves me getting my own planet.
The Book of Mormon has made over $500 million in profits, rendering it one of the most financially and critically successful musicals of all time. It tells the story of 2 Mormon missionaries who are sent to Uganda but soon realize that they're going to have a hard time converting the locals because of the atrocious real-life conditions they're living under.
We've had no rain in several days. Hasadiga Igbo, and 80% of us have AIDS. Hasadiga Igbo.
One of the funniest musicals ever written, this one will have you laughing despite the traditionally serious subject matter.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is
Jesus Christ.
You have a lovely home.
Hello.
It's an amazing book.
Bonjour. Hola.
Ni hao.
Me llamo Elder White. Are these your kids?
This book gives you the secret to eternal life.
Sound good?
Oh, hi, welcome to my internal Spotify playlist. No matter what kind of day I'm having, the Book of Mormon fixes everything. You just can't be mad when Josh Gad is being, well, Josh Gad. Here are some other important musicals from the 2010s, but we're pretty sure you can guess number 1. Alexandr, We Are Meant to Be. Yeah, I gave that away, didn't I?
Set me free. And there's a bell. Oh, yes, I wanted to marry you. Monty, look what you've done to me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Hamilton. We have a feeling you were all able to guess what our number 1 pick would be. No other musical, or even stage production in general, can touch Hamilton when it comes to popularity. Calling this production a cultural phenomenon would be an understatement, as it managed to transcend the appeal that anyone thought a Broadway show could have. Hamilton took a look at history with a twist by making the Founding Fathers people of color and using rap and R&B to tell their stories. If you still haven't managed to snag tickets to see this production, are you even a real Broadway fan?
I imagine death so much it feels more like a memory. This is where it gets me. On my feet, the enemy ahead of me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.